JHK here for Sportskeeda, and today I'm joined by UFC featherweight, the Lone Wolf, Mike Trizano. Mike, it's been a while. How you doing?
It has. Everything's going great, man. How you doing?
Good, man. The last time we saw you, man, was in May 2019, 2 years ago. Let's start there. Your first professional setback. How did you handle the loss? After the months following.
I handled it fine, like a professional. It sucks. I didn't want to lose. I'm very competitive, and it kills me. But I think the toughest part was that I had knee surgery like a few weeks after, so I didn't really get an opportunity to at least try and rebound back right away and make up and try and come back from it right off the bat. So it's kind of just been sitting for a while. But I had a long layoff. Unfortunately, I had a couple knee surgeries. Um, Obviously, COVID happened, so that messed up everybody's plans, and it was just one thing after the other, and it is what it is. Led me to where I'm at now, fighting next week.
Definitely. Now, you said you had the knee surgery. So 2019, the rest of the year, it was all focused on getting back to 100% healthy then.
Yeah, just recovery. It was like a 3 4 months before I was able to do any training. So it was just rehab and just getting my legs strong. And then obviously 2020, I was starting to get into the groove, and then I had a little bit of another setbacks. I had to get another knee surgery, and then on top of that, you had the whole lockdown. So um, once the lockdown happened, I was like, all right, I got to get this surgery done. And then obviously UFC started having fights again, but I had to take care of a few things, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so the knee surgery, then the pandemic hit, and you had another knee surgery. So going through that knee surgery during the pandemic, and I know New York was hit pretty hard at the start. Was it a weird experience, having being in the hospital during that COVID times?
No, not really. I mean, they were pretty smooth. I went to HSS in the city, so they're very, very professional. They're one of the best hospitals. So, I mean, they were very organized. I had a set time to be there. The only difference between my first surgery and that surgery was I would had to go in by myself. I couldn't have like my fiance with me or any of my family like waiting to come pick me up. They had to wait outside, and then they wheeled me back out after the surgery and everything like that when I was ready to leave. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty smooth. I mean, it didn't feel weird at all.
So you go and get that second surgery, you're in rehab, everything's locked down. Just the frustration levels must have been very high for you. Tell us how that was, going through it twice in less than a year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was more frustrating the fact that the UFC was able to get events off, and I had to have another surgery, and I was like ready to go in like middle of 2020, and just shit happens. So I was more frustrated about that than anything else.
Yeah, you're probably thinking like, man, I got to get on Fight Island right now, huh?
No, I know.
No, so you get back into training, man. When was that exactly in 2020?
I started training around spring of 2020, like consistently, off of the knee surgery, and I just kept training and training and training, and then up until the second surgery. The second surgery wasn't that long of a recovery. It was quicker than the first one, so I was able to jump back in like a month, and then yeah, then I was scheduled to fight in February and of this year, and messed my ankle up bad. Couldn't walk for a few weeks, and then I had to pull from that. But it was kind of like a blessing in disguise because the guy was supposed to fight missed weight by like 12 pounds, so I wouldn't have fought regardless.
Definitely, yeah, you did have that fight scheduled and everybody's, anticipating that return. And then you got that canceled. You come back, you get back into training. Why didn't they put you back in there with Alves? Because I believe he's fighting a week after you are.
He's up a weight class now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised they even gave him another chance because he missed 45 and
Yeah.
55.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm sure they're going to give him another chance, but it's at 55 and my fight's at 45.
All right. Now, you're a staple at Tiger Schulman's. Any other spots you've been working at in recent months?
No, man, Tiger Schulman's
Yeah.
nonstop. You know, there's a couple gyms like UFC Gym Hoboken that I've jumped into a bunch of times. Rich Van Houten teaches there, and here and there. But my main training's been at Tiger Schulman's.
All right. Then who have you been working with? It's just the regular cast of characters over there at Tiger.
Yeah, man, I was helping Shane get ready for Barboza, and then Julio Arce was helping me get ready for Ludovit Klein, and it's just been a hell of a training camp. The gym is just, the atmosphere has been electric, and everybody's motivated and pumped, and it's the best we've felt. So I'm excited to get in there.
Like you mentioned, the guys that are helping you, you're helping them. So, ring must probably won't be a factor at all because you've been training for so long for this fight.
Yeah, man, I've been training. It was a good layoff in a sense where I was able to just work on my overall skill set and just learn new stuff and sharpen the tools. And now I'm finally ready to compete, and I want to get back in the mix of things.
I'm pretty sure with the knee injury and having that, hinder you for a long time, you're compensating on another knee, right? So getting back and now you feel like you can use both legs. How does that benefited you in your training?
So it was crazy being fully like healed, because my knee had been messed up for a while. I had fought with it banged up multiple times, and I never realized how much I was favoring the leg when I would grapple or when I would strike until it was actually healed and I could use it fully. It was like a game changer. So you don't realize it at first, and then all of a sudden you can use it again. You're like, wow, this makes a huge difference. I can use 4 limbs instead of 3.
Yeah, definitely. So, your UFC fights, right? So they were hindering you throughout the whole time, like from the Giannetti
Yeah,
to the
my knee
Pena.
was, yeah, it was bothering me for those, and I think one a little bit in the show
Okay.
too.
Man,
So
so we have to erase those fights from our memory. We're gonna see a whole nother version of you then.
oh yeah, I'm locked in, man.
So, new date, new opponent. What do you think of Klein? What do you think of the matchup?
I think it's a great matchup. I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. I'm excited to get in there and really just let it all go, and hope he's been training hard, because I've been training my ass off, and I'm going to go in there and get the W.
He missed weight by 5 pounds in his
I saw
debut.
that when he fought Shane Young, right?
Yeah, yeah. And is that
Yeah.
somewhat of a concern to you? What do you think? Is that something that's very disrespectful? A guy that misses weight by that much? I mean, 1 pound, 2 pounds, it can be understandable.
Yeah, look, we have 2 important parts of our job. One is fight, and 2 is make weight. That's our job. You know, I feel like, if you miss weight, like in the lower pro circuits and stuff like that, but like we're top professionals, like we're at the highest level. Like, you should have all those things under control. You should have a good solid team behind you, making sure that you're locked in and 100% ready to compete. And it's a shame that happens. And obviously, sometimes our bodies just won't allow it. But I mean, if you do everything right and you're strict and you're disciplined, there's no reason for it, you know. But I, hey, he misses weight again. That's more money for me. But um, I do expect my opponent to always make weight. I'm making the weight. I'm suffering just like you are. So there's no excuse.
Should the penalty be higher than like 30%? I believe that's the normal rate going for missing weight.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it should definitely be a lot stricter, because obviously it's not strict enough where it's forcing guys to really make sure that they're making weight. I mean, I feel like it happens too often, and that shouldn't be the case. So I mean, I don't really have an idea of what they should do. I mean, I feel like if you miss weight, you lose like 75% of your purse. It'll give people more of an incentive. Like, I'm going to do all this work and I miss weight. I barely get anything for it. Like, I mean, I think that would maybe help a little bit, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, it's kind of up to
I'll
the
make weight, so it's all
yeah.
good.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, man. And I know you're a guy, you're a fighter, so it's like if he misses weight, you'll take the fight. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
the only reason it wouldn't happen is if the commission said no.
What type of performance, man, can we expect out of yourself? You know, what can the fans expect? Because it's been such a long time.
A straight up banger.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of blood.
All right, all right. Now, speaking of straight up bangers, man, last weekend was pretty insane, right? Was that the best card you've ever seen, UFC pay-per-view wise?
I mean, it is definitely up there. I mean, it was a great night of fights, and just the title fights were just flawless, man. Unbelievable. Hats off to those guys. They really showed up.
Yeah, another New York guy, Chris Weidman. I guess he's Carolina Chris now, but man, something that you could never anticipate, right? So, Conor McGregor came up with a unique theory that it could have been damaged over time, like microfractures or whatever. Do you believe that? Do you think that could be a possible reason why it snapped?
Possibly. You throw enough kicks every time you kick, I mean, it's bone, so you could get those microfractures and you don't even know it, and then all of a sudden, all it takes is one kick in the right spot and snap. It could be a lot of factors. He maybe missed his target and hit more of the knee and less of the calf, and he's throwing it as hard as he can. So, at the end of the day, it could have been fine, and then it could have snapped, and sucks it snapped, and wish him the best, and I hope he recovers and gets healthy soon, because that's a rough one. That's a rough one to come back from.
Not even just physically, mentally, all of that.
And I was hearing rumors too that he was planning on retiring after this fight or something.
Wow.
I don't know what the deal is at, but I mean, this was definitely just I feel for him, man.
Yeah, but what I liked was seeing that the UFC was taking care of him and his family. I think they flew him in a private jet with his family, from what I saw.
Unless it was his own jet.
Yeah. Is he making that money?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
For a while, but I mean, that is pretty expensive.
Yeah, it is, man.
But it's good to see that they're taking care of him, because, man, that's a bad one.
For sure. And one last thing, man, the tough new season of tough is going on right now as we speak, and you got the featherweight champ and Brian Ortega as the coaches, and you know a little bit about the Ultimate Fighter. Is there something that you don't miss about it? Like something that I know you enjoyed it because you won it, but something that it was.
I don't miss being like completely isolated from everybody.
Yeah.
It was a great experience. It was a necessary thing. I think it's a great opportunity, and if you have the opportunity to do it. But I don't miss being stuck and not being able to talk to anybody. That was the toughest part. It's definitely mentally challenging more than physically.
For sure, man. Anyways, May 8th, man, you return back to the octagon. I'm so happy for you, Mike. I'm so happy to be speaking to you again. I hope we do 3 more of these this year, because I know you probably want to be really active. Good luck on the fight, and all the best to you.
Hell yeah. Thanks, brother. Hopefully I get in there in June too. I ain't messing around right after the other.